What's going on, everybody? So let's go ahead and try this transformation haircut one more time. Even though the last transformation haircut video with my man Bundy here hit over 1 million views, which I want to say thank you so much for. But there was a lot of comments that said they wish they would have seen the beard come off, and also they wish they would have seen more of a clean, business, classy, executive look. So that's what we're going to go for today. I will say last time he didn't want really anything off the beard and he wanted a wild, crazy cut with some designs, but today we talked him into doing something nice, business, and classy. I think you're going to love this one, so stay tuned. So first, we're going to start off using the JRL clippers, and we're just doing clipper over finger, and I'm just knocking a lot of the bulk off so that way we can fade into it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my JRLs with the number 4 guard. And I'm just going to float right off the parietal ridge area, laying a good foundation for us to fade into. We're not going to go too short or bald on the side like we did last time. We're going to keep it real nice, classy, and gentlemanlike. So I'm doing the number 3 right now, and I'm just floating right into that number 4 guard that I previously did. As you can see, I like to turn the guard at angles so that way it's lifting the hair while we cut. I will go straight up against it, but like right here, I just want to go ahead and go at different angles to lift the hair so that way we can get a smoother cut, and we're just going to float right into that number 4. All right, I do want to create a slight taper on this. We're not going to bald it out, but I do want to add some shape to this haircut. So I'm going to go with my number 2 guard right now and just kind of flick into that number 3. And then I'll take the number 1 guard fully open, flick into that number 2, and then I'll close it and just kind of touch right there in that taper area, once again to add some shape from the front of the haircut. I do want to give a quick shout out to my man Bundy for allowing me to use him as a YouTube model for this transformation haircut. He's a great guy. Matter of fact, he's the one that made the beat for this video. Great producer. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing in the back of the haircut that we did on the side. I'm going to start with the number 4, and I'm dropping a little bit lower in the back there because I don't want to cut too high into that cowlick area. That's how you run into problems and you get the cowlick to stand up. But once we lay that foundation with the 4, we're going to go ahead and put the number 3 guard and just blend right into that number 4. All right, so I did want to do a nice low taper on this. We don't want to take it too short or too high. We want to keep it nice and low just to clean the back up just a little bit. So I'm going in with my number 1 open, and then I'll drop a little bit lower, closing the number 1. Once I close the number 1, then I'll go ahead and take the guard off, and I will create a guideline with the clipper all the way closed, no guard, and then I'll just open it halfway, flicking up into that number 1, and then I'll open it up all the way, just really trying to bring this blend together. I'm not really concerned with the detail at the moment. I just like to lay a good foundation, and I can always come in and detail later. Matter of fact, there'll be a slight little ridge there that I'll have to come back and blend in a little better, but Once again, we can lay the foundation, keep it moving, come back later and do the detail work. And like usual with this kind of haircut, what you do to one side, you'll also do to the other. So I'm just gonna speed this up, but it's the same exact step. We lay the foundation with the number 4 coming off the parietal ridge. Then we just blend the number 3 right into the 4. Then I go in with the 2 and then the 1 just in the taper area. Now we're going to come in and line up the C-cup area. I want to be very careful in this area so that way we don't push them back. We do want to have a nice looking clean curve there, but just be careful not to push it back. Right now I'm using my cordless Andis T outliner, but it does have a modification on it that comes from Elite Clipper Mods that you can order to put a babeless blade on it. And this thing smacks. As you can tell, it is hitting really, really nice. I really enjoy using this trimmer. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on this side, clean up that neck area, giving him a nice, sharp, clean line, going down into that taper, and then we're gonna go ahead and clean up over the ear. All right, as you can see, his vertical bar area is really light. We do want to give it a nice sharp line, but I had to be very careful not to, push it too far back. Now I'm going to go over his eyebrows with a number 1 guard open. I believe this is the best way to trim down eyebrows. I believe that it gives it a nice clean look, but it also keeps them dark. Now we're gonna come in and just give the eyebrows a nice shape using the trimmers. I'll come back later and clean them up with my straight razor. Now with a man's eyebrow, you do not want to go too skinny because we don't want them looking feminine. We want to still keep them looking manly, but we want them to look clean. Now I'm going to go down with my number 1 guard closed with the grain of his mustache. I believe this gives a great length without making it look too short. Now this is the part you all been waiting for. You were wondering, what are we going to do with the beard? So at first we started with a number 6, and then I showed him the mirror and he said, you know what, we can go shorter than this. Now this is a huge transformation for him. He has not gone this short on his beard in a very long time. So he did say that he was willing to cut it down. So once again, we're doing a number 3 right now. And he did not want to go clean shaven. He said he had not seen his face in years and he did not plan to see his face ever. So we're doing a number 3 on this beard. but we're gonna shape it up really nicely, and it's gonna give him a clean, professional, executive look that I believe you're gonna love. All right, once we got that all knocked down with the number 3, we're just gonna come in and create a nice sharp line underneath his chin area, so that way we can give some shape to this beard. Now, we did not want to ride the jawline because we still want to give him a nice full look, but we're going to come in and just clean up that hair on the neck. As you can see, he does have a little bit of irritation on his Adam's apple, so we're going to be very careful not to irritate that any further. We're going to be real gentle in that area. Now, a little while back, this company, JV Pro, sent me this shaver to try out, and they wanted me to give a review on this shaver. I've been using it for probably about 4, 5, 6 months now, and I want you to know this is a cost-effective, pocket-friendly shaver that is powerful and it cuts very close. So if you're looking for a cost-effective shaver, go ahead and look for JV Pro. This is the shadow shaver, and it does a phenomenal job. So now we're gonna go ahead and clean up over his lip just to make sure that we get this thing looking nice and sharp and it's not hanging down in his mouth. All right, now we're gonna hit the top of the mustache, and we're just gonna make sure we give it a nice little angle, but still keeping it full. Now, whenever I come to line up the top of the beard, I always wanna be very careful and gently go down so that way we can, give it a nice, clean, sharp line, but not taking the beard so low that it looks like a chin strap. Now, what we did to one side, we want to do to the other. I like to go ahead and come from the side and just go ahead and give it that shape, but then I'll move around to the front and just eyeball it to make sure that, it is even and everything is looking nice and symmetrical. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the bangs. So I want to wet the hair really good, laying it down. And we're not going to go too short on the bangs this time, so that way we have something to comb and work with. Once we get the front straight, then I'll just go ahead and round in the corners because he does have a receding area, but I think even curving it in once we style the hair is going to look really nice. So I'm using the JV Pro shavers once again to clean up the cheeks and over the mustache. And now I'm coming with my razor. We're gonna clean up the eyebrows, get them looking nice and sharp, hitting the fuzz on the eyelid and even the hair that grows right underneath the eye. And we're gonna just come in and get that beard line looking really sharp and crispy. I tell you what, Mr. Bundy here is looking like a new man. It is crazy, this transformation. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put some product in his hair. I'm using Tomb 45 Indestructible Clay, and I just wanna run that all through the hair so that way I can use the blow dryer. Once I put that heat on the product, it'll help the hair be more manageable. Right up front, he has some wicked calic areas. So once I style it with the product and the heat from the blow dryer, then I'll come in and put a little hairspray on it just to really hold the style that we're going for. Once we have everything in place, I'll come in with my shear over comb and just lifting up the hair, getting any loose hairs that I see, and just really refining the cut. So I went ahead and cleaned up his neck. Now I'm putting some aftershave on him so he can smell as good as he looks. And look at him, he is a happy customer. He's like, I look so different. I told him, you know what, you look so good, you got to give him that sexy look in the camera. So this is his sexy look. A lot of the ladies in the comments last time said that is a good looking man. And I tell you what, I agree. He's a good looking man. And I think this cut really shows that off. Okay guys, so this is the transformation. I hope that you like it. I think we hit the nail on the head. Listen, if you are not subscribed, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. I have a goal of getting to 100K this year. So if you will help me out with that. Until next time, God bless you. Peace. I'm out of here.